With this video, we will be doing the SB19 story, episode 1. And if you want to help this channel and the content I'm making, please help support our merchandise. The link in the description. And if you didn't hit that like button, make sure you hit that like button. We're trying to get the channel to grow. And the only way we're going to do this if you like, share, and comment on the content. So without further ado, let's get into the SB19 story. Let's go! Chi, get the Yale.
Get the Yale.
I do not earn money. If you want to support me, become a member or donate. Thanks.
Disclaimer, this video is only based on my personal research. I might miss some details and it's possible to have discrepancies, but I did my best to get as much accurate information as possible, so enjoy.
Bet. 2016. He took it back in the time machine.
This is called Triple, a group of talented performers and comedians from Korea you've probably never heard of.
Definitely.
They were formed back in 1994 when the word K-pop hasn't even been invented.
Wow.
In 2002, one of the members made the biggest mistake of his life, which will change the entire course of P-pop history.
Wow. Sound break.
Do you remember this song?
Ooh, hit the backflip on him. Oh, their remix they joined.
It all started with this man, Jong Song-han. When he left the trio in 2002 to become an entrepreneur, Cult Triple became Cult 2. Most of their fans definitely thought that Song-han's decision was a huge mistake because the remaining members started racking up different awards in the entertainment industry.
Wow.
If he only stuck around, he would have gotten those awards too.
Right.
But this man's decision was final. He used all of his savings to build an event organizing company called ShowBT Entertainment. Yep, I'm talking about Tatang Robin. Tatang noticed how passionate Filipino fans were during the rise of K-pop, so he wanted to organize K-pop concerts and events that promote Korean and Filipino culture. To make that happen, he needed entertainers, a group of young people that will be part of the package of their service as an event organizer. We are talking about people who can do dancing, singing, and even act as servants like waiting tables and assisting guests.
Okay.
So he held an audition and hundreds of young talents applied. 30 of them passed as trainees. They were then called Nara, which in Korean means country and is the national tree of the Philippines. They went to multiple events together, including the fan meeting event of the K-pop group called Off-Road.
I can't find 내게 달 때까지 'cause you're my lady 널 향한 traffic.
The moves they was doing, that remind me of XG. With the song they did when they came out, yeah,
K-pop
those same
group
moves
called
that,
Off-Road.
from
I
that.
can't find
Remember that stage?
내게 달 때까지 'cause you're my lady 널 향한 traffic.
After numerous events, Tatang Robin saw something special when it comes to Filipino talent. He realized that some of his trainees were far too talented to just end up as small-time performers. So he decided to launch the first P-pop boy group that underwent strict Korean-type training.
Wow.
Out of the 30 trainees, only few have made it.
That's the boy face. Yeah.
Jan Paulo Nase. He always wanted to be a performer. As a young dreamer, he joined several
Pablo.
competitions as a soloist and also a member of the K-pop dance cover group called PHP. As a trainee, he was the guy who shows up early and leaves late despite juggling a full-time job as a data analyst to provide for his family.
Wow.
He was the first one selected due to his undeniable diligence and leadership qualities. He is known to have...
I always liked him. I even like him even more. They somehow he's the one to stay in late, come in early, and he had a full-time job, so he was just hungry, and that's what's up.
Yeah, nothing gonna stop him.
Right.
critically acclaimed songwriting ability, a badass rapper, and was often dubbed as a genius, but he consistently denied it because he claimed to be just a hard worker.
Right.
This made him the destined leader of the group. He debuted with the name Sejan, but later changed his name to Pablo.
Pablo.
Now that the methodical leader is chosen, they needed more members. Tatang Robin just got a genius composer in Pablo, so they needed someone who can dance, and this next guy is exactly that, and even more.
Oh,
Stell Ahero. He was only 16 when he started competing as a dancer while studying.
wow, 16.
He was a born
though.
winner despite growing up as a bullied kid. He made performing his escape from the harsh reality of the world. He did a great job channeling the negative aspect of his life and converting it by winning multiple K-pop dance cover competitions with his group Sayon.
I'm actually glad that we're doing this because we've been reacting to a lot of their stuff, but we never reacted to nothing that actually showed us how the group was put together, and we did like other groups and we know how they was put together. So it's good that we finally get to see how SB19 was put together.
Yeah, and there's a lot of interesting little paths that were taken
Right.
that kind of connect the dots as well.
Right.
He is also a hard worker. He was teaching dance to kids while competing.
Wow.
There was a point when he worked too hard that it threatened his life due to poor health.
Damn.
He is a very skilled choreographer. In fact, he's the main culprit behind most of SB19's snappy and amazingly synchronized dance routines.
Wow.
But
didn't know
little
that.
did they know that dancing wasn't even his only talent. He easily
just
became the
saying.
main heavenly voice of the group because his vocals were just
I can sing too. I can do more than dance. Right.
out of this world. He debuted as Stell, the main vocalist, the lead dancer, and choreographer of the group.
Wow, that's crazy.
Josh Cullen Santos became homeless at the age of 16 and it was his decision. He's had the worst childhood among the other members. From growing up in a toxic environment to being physically abused as a kid by their nanny. At an early age, he witnessed what it feels like to be a member of a middle-class family that went rock bottom in just a matter of months. He experienced getting evicted from apartments to smaller rooms. It came to a point when his family had nothing to eat but ketchup and salt.
Wow.
They had no permanent address because of
I had some hard times, but I ain't never had it that hard. One thing I had to eat was ketchup and salt. You know what I'm saying?
That's real. We figured it out.
It made me just like, whoa, I ain't have as bad as I thought I was. 'Cause it ain't get that bad.
As bad as it got, it ain't get that bad. It's hard times.
Right.
of that, Josh and his sister dropped out of school multiple times, so they got bullied at school for being repeaters. Sometimes he would get into fistfights for defending her. Josh had enough of this, so he took matters into his own hands by leaving.
So
He became independent and started working as an internet cafe attendant. Using his own income, he took the alternative learning system and was able to finish his high school degree.
That's dope.
Clearly had no background in performing. Not until he met new friends from the dance community, which led to him meeting Stell and Sayon.
Oh, that's dope.
They became co-members and went on to win numerous K-pop dance cover competitions all over Asia.
Wow.
They even met BTS during one of their winning runs in Korea. In a
That's dope. I never knew they met.
Cross paths. Yeah.
I never knew that. That's crazy. Like that's dope.
way, Josh was saved by Stell after trying so hard to save himself. And it paid off because after training, Josh ended up debuting as the lead rapper and dancer of the group.
Wow.
Justin DeJoss didn't have to audition. Apparently, he was a very good-looking guy that when he joined a talent workshop as a teenager, ShowBT immediately took notice and offered him to become a trainee to improve his singing and dancing skills.
Wow.
He was one of the late joiners, and when he did, he immediately saw a familiar face in Josh.
You look familiar.
Apparently, the two had a stint in performing
I know
together
you
in a
from
K-pop
somewhere.
dance cover group called Zero to Hero.
Hey, welcome to my world, let's do
this.
Just it. Josh.
So Justin as well wasn't new in the world of performing. He auditioned to be a part of the televised Pinoy boy band superstar show, but he didn't even make it to the live auditions. Perhaps it was fate. He didn't have great singing skills at the time. It was only when he became a trainee that he improved astoundingly in the vocal department. He went on to finish his college degree in multimedia arts while training, which
dope.
earned him a skill in filmmaking. He
Okay.
then got selected to debut as the main visual, the sub-vocalist, and the creative director of the group.
It's not like the K-pop and the P-pop groups are built just alike. They all got like the same people that serve the certain purposes
So,
in the
yeah.
group, and it's just nice to see the similarities in the two.
Yeah, like a basic format almost, kind of.
Yeah.
What's expected.
Like you know, when you got a basketball team, you have a point guard, shooting guard, small forward, a
Yeah,
power forward, and
forward,
center.
center.
Yeah.
He was the would-be director behind the record-breaking P-pop music video, What? And more.
What?
But that's a story for another video. At this point, ShowBT seemed to have completed the group. 4 members in a P-pop group, a nice even number. 2 rappers and 2 vocalists. They were perfectly balanced, but they felt like something was missing. Perhaps someone was missing. Someone who could take this already great group of guys and push them to achieve the next
Ken.
level, the extraordinary level. Someone so naturally gifted that he could stand out in the presence of the already talented group of young artists.
Okay.
This venture that Tatang Robin took needed an apex, so he started the online auditions. When Josh heard about it, he was like, I know a guy.
I know a guy.
Philip John Suson is such a specimen. He was so naturally gifted that excelling in sports looked like a walk in the park for
swish.
him. He grew up in the church under the care of his grandparents. He was an artistic kid, so he was active as an editorial cartoonist in school.
Wow.
Nobody taught him to play musical instruments. He taught himself by just listening to the music, so he ended up becoming a southpaw guitarist, but he later
That's
fixed it as he
crazy.
learned more. He didn't even know that he could dance until he was forced to in order to get good grades during their school intrams. After discovering dance, he transformed from a guy who didn't know it to someone who can fly.
Damn.
Because of his raw talent, he ended up teaching dance to the entire school and continued on.
Like some stuff is just God-given talent, and it seemed like he one of those that had God-given talent. Like some people got to work at it extra hard. Some people just got God-given talent that pick it up naturally by hearing it. It's just like almost like it's what you was destined to do.
Yeah, it'd be like first nature. A lot of people say second nature, but nah, it's first nature. It's
Yeah.
what you here for.
Right, that part.
To form a K-pop dance cover group called Amigo 7. Apparently, his group gave Josh's group so much trouble during their early competitions because they were very
Yeah,
good
they're killing
rivals. So he decided to recruit him. But Philip was hundreds of islands away and didn't have the money. What did Josh do? He shelled out for his plane ticket. With
Dang.
nothing else to lose, Philip went and left his previous life in the countryside. He
Wow,
then
that's
trained with the
decision
boys and
made.
officially debuted with them as Ken, the main dancer, the bass vocalist, and the lead rapper of the group. One thing to note is that they were an unlikely bunch because they wouldn't have met each other if Tatang Robin stayed with his already successful group in Korea.
That's crazy.
Justin failed his first audition, so he didn't even bother to audition again because he thought he wasn't ready. And Josh wouldn't have attempted to recruit Ken if ShowBT's training program didn't even exist.
Wow.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the butterfly effect.
Facts.
When a small and seemingly insignificant occurrence has a rippling
Facts.
effect through time, leading to a consequential event sometime
Facts.
long after the initial event.
Yeah.
Or as Google would put it, a phenomenon whereby a minute localized change in a complex system can have a large effects elsewhere.
Facts.
Tatang Robin's so-called mistake back in 2002 led to forming the future P-pop Kings.
That's crazy.
In 2018, SB19 was formed. The name of the group was carefully picked. The number 19 is the sum of Korea and the Philippines area code digits 82 and 63. So 8 plus 2 plus 6 plus 3 is 19. SB doesn't only mean ShowBT. It is all about their ultimate goal for Pinoy sound to break into the music industry.
I mean, this Shout out to what is his name, Casual Chuck, for putting this together because it was real informative, and I learned a lot about them. We've been reacting to them, and I learned more in this than the whole time we were reacting.
Yeah, some behind the scenes information too.
Facts.
Which is fearlessly represented by this praise. Soundbreak.
It's not like Stranger Things. Like Stranger Things.
Yeah, just
Definitely gotta catch up episode 2. This TRE-TV. Let's get it.
This is Mar Wilson here representing Ghetto Action News Network _ all lowercases.
No
You can
spaces.
catch us on Facebook and everywhere else. And when you do, just make sure you like, follow, subscribe, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna get right down to this. This was dope.
Yeah.
This was just a little backlash story of how all these different groups kind of crossed paths at one other point and somehow forced them to end up being a collective. It's like the real life butterfly effect. So it was dope how they broke it down, and the person who put this whole concept together kind of went a step further, because I learned a lot of cool stuff that I didn't know about this, and I thought that was cool. What do you think about this video?
I think it was a cool video. Shout out to Casual Chuck for putting this together. He did a good job. Didn't know what to expect when we first turned this on, but people were telling me to check it out. But now I see why they told me to check it out, because it was real informal. I learned a lot, even how they came up with the name SB19, and I thought that was cool. And I like to see how everything was pieced together and how things is just destiny. I don't believe in coincidence. I think everything happened for a reason. So the guy leaving that group was for a reason, even though he didn't see it at that time. It was more to come, and we see what happened from him making that decision. It seemed like it was a great decision. Now that's why you don't listen to people and what they say. Oh, you stupid for doing that. You're dumb. And
right.
Now who look stupid now? The people that was running their mouth look stupid. So shouts out to him for taking his destiny in his own hand. I know a lot of people were telling him on his way out that you're crazy, but he believed in himself. He believed in his talent. He thought that he had something bigger in hand at play, and it actually was right. So I thought that was dope, and I can't wait till we get into our next SB19 episode. But until then, it's your boy TRE-TV, and I'm out.